What's going on, folks? UFC Vegas 47 Fight Day live chat, and I am stoked. We got 3 hours until the fights kick off. I always love when they do it slightly earlier. If I'm not mistaken, the main card kicks off at 8 p.m. Eastern. Let me just pull that up to make sure. But I know the prelims kick off at 4. At least the early prelims do. Main card at 7 p.m. Eastern, even better. So we'll probably wrap up the night by 10 o'clock or so. 6 fight main card, and then we got the rest of the early prelims. I believe there's another 7 on there as well. So, yeah, very excited. Great to have the UFC back. Bellator is great and all, but I don't know. There's just something about the UFC that just gets me a little extra giddy, and more excited to be watching their fights. Sometimes there's some mismatches, but definitely not as many mismatches as we normally see in Bellator, and not to mention not as many juicy lines as we normally get with Bellator. So shout out to anybody that cashed on Ben Henderson last week. In my opinion, bad decision, but the Bader one. Shout out to anybody cashed on Bader. I thought that was the appropriate decision there. So yeah, I'm glad that he cashed that ticket for anybody who bet that. But no big action on Bellator for me last week. At least nothing official. I've been saving all my money pretty much for the UFC cards, and I've been doing a pretty damn good job in terms of getting ahead of schedule too. I'm already halfway done UFC 271. Was doing some tape study for it earlier today as well, even before I hopped on. Might do a little bit more actually before UFC Vegas 47 starts. But yeah, I'm excited. Tomorrow I'll likely get in some starting as well, and then have the podcast out for Monday. Um, as most people have been used to now, which is fucking great. Not to mention the coaches main event marathon kicks off next week as well. That episode is going to debut on Tuesday. I have one recording left to do with Santino DeFranco, and I believe we're lining that up for tomorrow. So I can't wait to do that. All right, let's fucking go. Let's see what the chat is saying here. Well, you know what? I'll quickly share what my bets are for those of you who haven't seen my Instagram post or even my Twitter post. But we got 5 bets today. So we're gonna go with lock of the night is going to be Sean Strickland, 4.5 units at -207 is the line that I got. Dog of the night is going to be Brian Battle, 1 unit at +145. And then for my regular bets, I got Barrio, but I got him at 2 different lines. So I have 2 units at -132, and then 1 unit at -105. I added that extra unit after I saw the line movement completely change the day after I made the bet at that -132 line, because I expected it to go up to like -150, -160. But when we do tape study, apparently everybody sees things a different way at certain times, or at certain points. So I really like Mario in that spot, and I think that's a gift of a line. I think somebody even told me today that he hit roughly around +100. Yeah, if I didn't already have $600 on him, I probably add a little bit more, but I'll keep it at that just in case my eyes are deceiving me or something when I was running the tape there. Also have a 1.5 unit parlay on Miles Johns plus Alexis Davis. That's at +107. And then lastly, I got 1 unit on Danilo Marquez at +310. I think that line is just way too wide, and I had to take advantage of it. Even though I'm not a big fan of Marquez myself, that line is a little bit too egregious. All right, let's get into the chat here. That's what we're here for the next half an hour, and then I'll drop my totals parlay for you guys on the back end of this thing. Shout out to my guy Doughboy Nasty in the chat. He's saying Whitten and Malcolm Gordon on the same card. The UFC wants to give up plenty of bonuses to their opponents. Yeah, I'm picking against them. No bets against them, but definitely got picks against them, and do believe that those fights will finish inside the distance as well. Kevin Atari in the chat. Appreciate you stopping by, my guy. I put Erosa in my parlay. Will I regret it? I don't think you'll regret it. I think he wins. Yeah, personally, I'm not putting the money on him, but he should win this fight. He should absolutely win this fight, especially considering Stephen Pearson missed weight yesterday. Not a good look for him either. Olajuwon Dream in the chat with that spicy new logo as well. Love seeing that. Love seeing my guy grow over there as well. Freddie Freeball saying take back Sunday. Okay. All ranked MMA in the chat. One second. I swear, I haven't burned today yet. I don't know where that came from. Yes, Elijah Dream reminding us that there are 8 weekends straight of UFC events coming right up from today all the way to the end of March. So very much looking forward to that. In that span as well, we're getting Masvidal versus Colby, and obviously next weekend's main event, middleweight title fight between Adesanya and Whitaker as well. So a ton of great fights coming up. Dab Father, I see you in the chat. Briar King saying, I hope Strickland is talking during the fight since it's in the Apex. I'm sure we'll get some of that as well. The Dabs Father saying, how we doing this cold afternoon? I know it's fucking cold as hell. I had to go move my car this morning in the parking lot. And yeah, it was freezing. It's cold as fuck. I see everybody in the chat. I got Tristan Sherhouse. I appreciate you stopping by. Yes, speaking about the IG Live, for those of you that missed it, I'm starting up something new on my IG because I really want to get my game proper on the IG side of things. And one thing I'm going to be doing every week, every Friday, more than likely it'll be every Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern time, hopping on with you guys. And what I mean by that is I'm going to be bringing people on to my IG Live to talk to me about a bet or two that they have for the upcoming UFC card. I got through about 5 or 6 guys yesterday within a half an hour or so, and I'm hoping that we can continue that going for the weeks to come. I really enjoyed it. It's great talking to a lot of you guys that, you know, I mainly just DM with or see in the live chat. So if you guys want to be a part of that, make sure you guys follow me on IG at MMALOTN. And then whenever you guys see me go live, just request and I'll be able to get you guys on in a timely fashion. All right. We got my guy Elijah Dream saying I'm trying to get the Gabby Garcia parlay or whatever it's called. Yeah, I dropped it on the Patreon already. That is Patreon content. This parlay that I'm going to be dropping for this stream is my totals parlay, where I just try to give you guys the best totals, put them together, and see if we can create a nice lottery ticket for you guys. Lucas Vaughn saying 9 p.m. for UK guys for the card. That's much better what you guys are used to. Labyrinth in the chat saying smash the like. Yes, please do. Okay, saying Madlock, you and your old fighters keep watching me. We'll see. We'll see what happens. All ranked saying Strickland and Shavkat parlay around even money. I believe they both win, but I think that this is Shavkat's toughest test inside the UFC thus far. But I think he could start Harris on the feet. I want to see what happens when they start tussling, though. Caveman Bet saying I took Marquez at, excuse me. I took Marquez at plus 360, Audra to 360. That's a fucking amazing line. I got in a little bit too early, I guess, at plus 310, but plus 360 is, yeah, you gotta go for that. Urban, appreciate you stopping by. He's saying, what's up, Log? Do you think tonight will be one of those nights where we have at least 600 dogs winning? Could be. Let me just pull up the card here real quick and just let me count how many dogs I actually have picked to win. One. Sorry, one. Two, if you count Barrio, who is at plus 100 at a couple spots. Three. I'm picking 3 to win, but in terms of the ones that are live, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7. I got 7 that I think that are live. I'm only picking 3 of them to actually win, though. Andrew Grigsby, going to UFC 271. Any advice for first timers to a sweet pay-per-view event? None really, man. Just know that you're going to be around a lot of just regular fans that might be booing at stuff they shouldn't be booing at or having weird-ass takes. Just get used to that. Just enjoy the atmosphere, though. That's the one thing that I really enjoy about being at live fights. It's the atmosphere. I don't care if I got to watch the screen or whatever the hell it is. I just want to be there for the roar of the crowd, feel that energy, all of that stuff. Ilmac in the chat saying I was surprised that Giga and Kato went the distance, and I think the whole universe was surprised by Ngannou. So with that in mind, what's a crazy prop to sprinkle in this main event? I don't know if there's any crazy props, man, because I could see this going the distance, which I think it will. I think we'll see Strickland actually just beat him up over 25 minutes and take home a decision victory. Strickland by decision is currently sitting at plus 150. I'm seeing takes on Strickland late finish. Hermansson's quite durable, though. So I don't know if he'll be able to finish Hermansson. Yeah, no crazy takes for me, honestly, in terms of the main event. Lodge one saying minus 48 with wind chill. I believe he's up in Winnipeg area, if I'm not mistaken. That is ridiculous. I feel that shit when I go visit my in-laws in Saskatchewan, which is why I haven't been there in winter in a long fucking time. So let's see. Jason Rivera saying Brendan Allen by round 1 or 2. No way to stand a chance. You can't be talking in absolutes like this that time. Again, it's funny coming from somebody called Lock of the Night. But again, as you guys have been following me for a long time, I am the first one to say there's absolutely never a lock in MMA. But when I say lock, I mean my most confident pick on the card. That's what I mean. But in terms of Brendan Allen and Sam Alvey, Allen just got knocked out 2 months ago, right? Alvey still has good knockout power. His takedown defense is still good. I'm not riding with Brendan Allen at minus 500, but I do think he wins. Yes, Peter Houghton is perfect. Only advice for newbies is get there for the early prelims. You don't want to miss any of the fights, trust me. Frank Souzy saying, Lock, tell me how does Rowe not possibly win tonight? Witt sucks. Witt has a grappling advantage. He's strong. He can probably drag this fight to the ground, but I think at a certain point, Rowe's going to find that chin. So just a matter of time. Just a matter of time. Shout out to my guy, Brandon Olivas, in the chat. Frank saying Magic couldn't be 2 fight outs, bro. I don't know where that's coming from. Somebody told me that they want to see me versus Mike's MMA picks or whatever the fuck. Where did that even come from? I'm Canadian. We don't do that shit. Labyrinth saying Bondair money line, Stolyarenko, Davis over 2.5, Trezano, Duadu over 1.5, Rosa, Battle Gore, no distance. I do think Battle finishes Gore, and I like everything else. So yeah, I don't mind that. Jason Rivera saying, how high is MMA Fox? I don't get that inside joke either. I must be missing that. Jared saying, as someone who has a lot of parlay center around Brendan Allen, shout out to Cody. I may have to hedge a bit on Spawn and Sam. I love gambling. His KO prop is not too bad. You know what I mean? You could have a much worse line to be hedging Brendan Allen with. If I'm not mistaken, Alvey KO is at plus 500, plus 600. Not a bad hedge. Not a bad hedge at all. Wow. Elijah One Dream saying Bobby Nock was at plus 300 on Betway. That is an absurd line. Absurd. My guy Brandon saying Battle, Castaneda, and Trezano are all live. I can respect that. I apologize for anybody that I am skipping over here. I just want to get as close to the live chat as possible because you guys absolutely destroy the live chat, and I love it. I fucking love it. Like, we've absolutely grown a community here for the Fight Day live chat. I used to be able to get to everybody's commented question. Can't do that anymore, so I apologize. Jason's saying, does Peterson coming in 3 pounds overweight a calculated decision by him and safe? It would be the worst decision possible, especially considering the last time he weighed in, he missed weight as well in his last fight. So that's not something that the matchmakers really like. So even with wins, I'm not sure how much they'll be actually, how much it would benefit him. But yeah, I don't think 3 pounds overweight is going to make a difference between him winning and him losing here. King and the Sting. Shout out to my dude Nick Davis, if that's him over there, chatting on the King and the Sting fucking account as well. Favorite prop tonight. Bondair inside the distance plus 100. Give me that. I like that spot. If you're feeling a little risky and you have a little bit of faith in Marquez by decision at plus 800, not too bad of a bet either. Yeah, in terms of a specific prop, though, Bondair inside the distance, that's probably my favorite one. Just glossing over the rest of the card, not much else. Row by KO, which is around plus 150. Don't mind that either. But yeah, not many props that I'm taking the shot on. Shout out again, though. All right, let's see. What else we got in here? Lucas saying who has the worst chin, Witt or Gordon? We'll find out tonight. We will find out tonight. Um, Caveman Bet saying Bondier inside the distance. Davis decision. Strickland. I like it. I like it. Stoned Coder saying didn't realize the fights are kind of early. Guess it's an early whiskey and weed day. Yes, sir. I'm about to go grab some wings after I hop off this as well. Abu Dhabi saying Hermansson by decision plus 460. Kevin saying I will get Bondier tatted on my ass if he wins tonight. Okay. Looks like you'll be getting a new tattoo. Ilmac, shouting out to Deadlock podcast as well. Yes, sir. I love it too. Again, I love doing that fucking show with Clint. Not just talking bets, right? I just want to talk about MMA, talk about the biggest storylines, and then some of the segments that we have on there as well. And already bringing on our first sponsor. Shout out to Prediction Strike. Yeah, big things for that podcast. Just got to keep consistent, keep at it, and I'm sure it will all come. Mickey saying you also on Alvi by KO wide line. I am not. I'm not on it myself. But if I were to bet that fight at all, that's probably the only spot that I would be betting. Max saying if Strickland wins, should he fight Vittori? That wouldn't be a bad idea. I know they're kind of training partners. I think like Strickland's one of those guys that jumps around camps a lot just because just so he can find other training partners. But apparently they've sparred quite often. I wouldn't mind that fight. I really wouldn't mind that fight. Let me see the rankings real quick. I know rankings don't really mean shit, but still, at least it gives us a good idea of where some of the guys at the top are. So, Jack Hermansson is number 6. Sean Strickland is number 7. You'd assume with a win, Strickland will likely take that number 6 spot. So, maybe Strickland versus Costa, Strickland versus Vittori. I think Cannonier Brunson winner will likely get the next title shot, and that's obviously on the same card as Adesanya Whitaker next week. So yeah, Hermansson Vittori is not a bad look. I like that. Good shit. Jason saying if Harris is able to ground Shavkat, it could turn into another submission. Yeah, his Dars Anaconda series is ridiculous. I'm looking for that's the fight that I'm most excited about. No money on it myself, but I'm looking for that. Abu Dhabi saying Yanni the Greek is on Trezano. I get it. The line, it should be closer in my opinion. Still on the Duado side myself, but no bet. Miki saying Clint is the most positive MMA content creator in the game. Yeah, I love the dude, man. One of my best friends in this industry, honestly. Very transparent. Love the dude. Couldn't say a bad thing about him. Although I've been hounding him. I hounded him in the past in terms of tracking on betmma.tips, but I'm not the tracking police, so I don't give a fuck anymore. Other than that, me and him are boys to the grave. Tristan Sherhouse, what's your hot take for a UFC Vegas 47? Danilo Marquez by decision. That's my hot take. I sprinkled some plus 700 on that. That's my hot take. Schlant saying favorite dog, Brian Battle. I bet him at plus 145. I love it. Jason saying Clint versus Gombas is being talked about as a possible fight. Yeah, I heard about that. No comment. DXJCA, that's the got a Prediction Strike sponsorship. Yeah, it falls in perfectly with my with the fighter stonks segment that we have, and now we finally have fighters that we've purchased. Speaking of which, let me pull it up here and see what my portfolio is looking like. So for those of you that have been following that Deadlock podcast, me and Clint kind of did a draft in terms of the fighters that we want to pick, and some of the things that we are doing is pretty much just picking one or only betting one stonk not betting, sorry, buying one stock on a fighter and deciding when to buy and sell. It seems like my portfolio is already taking a little bit of a hit. Let me share it with you guys here. Again, if you guys do want to hop on Prediction Strike, promo code is um, lock. If you guys sign up and use that promo code, they will give you a free fighter share as long as you deposit $20 or more on your first spot. So let me just quickly share my screen here and show you guys my portfolio that I got. Chrome tab, Prediction Strike. There we go. Can you guys see it? There we go. Yeah, so I've already lost a little bit on Magomed Ankalaev, it looks like. Actually, no, I have not. It's just saying over the last 7 days, his stock dropped by about 0.12%. You guys can obviously see on the graph here where he was priced. Obviously, I bought him because he has that fight coming up with Thiago Santos, which will likely lead him into a title shot after that. Hamzat Chimaev's number dropping a little bit. Already dropped 11 cents. Since I purchased him, not completely sure why. Again, this is something that we're kind of just figuring out on our own. But it's a learning experience for us, and we'll see how things kind of shape out, especially when these fighters fight, right? I know Hamzat more than likely will be fighting Gilbert Burns or somebody in that top 10-ish range, and with the win there, will likely raise his stock as well, which is why I wanted to buy in on him. We'll see if it ends up playing out in the long term. Nasruddin Imavov, that's a guy that I bought. No real movement on him, at least since I purchased him. Jared Cannonier fighting next week. No movement on him since I purchased him, but I believe with the win over Derek Brunson, he sets himself up for a title shot. That should obviously raise his stock price as well. I bought Danilo Marquez more so as a quick flip, hoping that he gets the win tonight. That should raise his stock, even if it's by $1 or 75 cents or something like that. I think that's going to be a win. So we'll see how that plays out. Otherwise, I will be selling him regardless after this fight. So the next show that we do is going to be not next week, but the week after UFC 271. I will be more than likely selling Danilo Marquez after that podcast. Manon Fiorot, another girl that I have high hopes in, not to mention she's gained 1 cent since I bought her already, which is great. But she's fighting Jessica next, right? That's a name. If she gets that solid win under her belt, she will more than likely be setting herself up for another top 5 matchup there. So I think her stock will dramatically rise. All right, let me get off Prediction Strike's nuts already, and we can talk some more UFC Vegas 47. But again, if you guys want to check out Prediction Strike, use promo code LOCK, and they'll give you a free fighter stock with a $20 deposit. All right, let's see what else is up in the chat here. Josh saying, who shits the bed though? Arosa, Allen, one of those guys possibly. Hoping not Strickland, but we'll see what happens. Max saying, I'm thinking Uriah Hall beats Munez, then him and Costa should fight. I'd love to see that fight. It's already happened. Paulo Costa already knocked him out. Richard Perez in the chat. What's going on, bro? Appreciate you stopping by. Any favorite spots tonight? I'm already on Strickland pretty big. I like Barrio as well. Love it. Alex, lock of the night for me is going to be Sean Strickland tonight. Got him at -207. Jared Curry saying, this card feels like one where you can drop 0.5 on every dog and come out on the end, come up at the end of the night. Possibly, like I said, 7 live underdogs in 13 fights. Can't be wrong. We'll see. Jong Lee saying, are you on Min Hakim? I'm picking him to win, but no bet on my behalf. I think the fight will be close. It's just Hakim's gun shyness at times that gives me some issues, but we'll see how that one plays out. Max saying, I've been looking at Prediction Strike. I have a list of fighters I'm watching, but want to wait to actually put money in it. I think it's going to blow up, man, because they're only available in the States right now. I am in Canada, but I just got Clint to make me an account down there, deposit money in for me, and I've been able to buy and sell even from Canada. So, but they said they have plans on opening it up internationally this year, and then I'm sure we'll start seeing those stock prices start to rise as more money starts flooding in to their market. But yeah, love Prediction Strike and glad to get in close to the ground floor with them. About better start time is 4 p.m. Eastern, first prelim fight. Max saying, are you and Cody doing pay-per-view breakdowns, or will you have a different partner some weeks? Me and Cody will be doing the propping you up show on fucking the All-Star still. Like that is the goal moving forward, or the plan moving forward is all pay-per-view episodes of propping you up will be on the All-Stars. So make sure you guys go show them some love. And yeah, we'll be doing the show there on Thursday next week. Not sure exactly the time. We always like to kind of flip around based on what Cody's schedule is like, because that is one busy motherfucker. But yeah, Thursday next week we'll be back on the All-Star to break down UFC 271. About better saying you, I don't think your mic is working properly. Is that true? Can anybody confirm or deny that for me? Oh, thank you for the heads up. It is saying that I'm using my mic, or sorry, my check. All right, there we go. That was weird. I hate when that happens. I swear, I said whenever you set up StreamYard, for anybody that uses StreamYard, it lets you check whether your mic and all that stuff is working. And I thought it was working. Shout out to Belt Better. Nothing I hate more than talking into this highly expensive mic and it actually not picking up from there. So I think I'm always going to have to double check it now. Thank you, Belt Better. I really appreciate that. God damn. I hope it's better for you guys now. Yeah, the mic was actually picking up from my webcam. That's what it was. Again, shout out Bout Better. All right, Richard Perez, Barrio at plus 108. Looks like my only play for tonight. I like it. I like it. Jason is saying Almeida is top 10 material. Marquez is just a showcase fight to see him strike. We'll see. We shall see. BP early prediction on Elliot Tagir at 272. Tagir maybe sweat a little bit too much against Bruno Silva in his UFC debut, but Bruno Silva is slowly turning out to be the shit. So Tim Elliott, yeah, he could just get controlled in this spot by Tagir. I lean Tagir, but I'm sure his odds are going to be ridiculously high. So I'll likely stay away from that. Caveman saying, do you have a Tapology group? I do, but it's just me and my buddies. We do like a yearly challenge that we're doing. Outside of that, I don't really do much. Rampre, you think DraftKings or FanDuel will come to Canada? I hope so. I love some of the lines and stuff that DraftKings drops and FanDuel and like having the double chance stuff. I love it. I absolutely love it. Yeah, I hope so. I know the Score, they have their own betting company as well, right? And I think it was Barstool that bought them out. Yeah, they have plans of coming in to Canada as well now. And if I'm not mistaken, it's actually going to happen in April. So I'll be checking out the Score bet as well. I'll probably put some money into that and see what their lines and props and all that looks like. Max, and that's awesome. You and Cody are the best. I love doing the show with him. Again, me and him have been boys for the last 9 years. We go back. That's why our chemistry is like legit. I love doing it. Appreciate the love. Sure House, Brandon JK saying your mic is fine. Yeah, this is how the mic should be sounding. This is how it should be sounding. Not again, I didn't invest all this money into all this equipment to sound like. I'll just stop there. You guys know what I mean. We put pride in our work, fellas. We put pride in our work, then that's what separates us from the pack. Another podcast network. Again, if I'm not mistaken, my dude Nick, let me know next time, guys. If you guys ever notice it for future live streams that I do, if you guys ever notice it, again, I'll be double checking even after I go live, but please do let me know. Mr. X, appreciate you stopping by, brother. My Trishan Gore minus 150, minus 155 positions are sold, minus EV. It's crazy. It's nuts how much of the market is dictated by shitty ELO models from big groups. I don't really understand the love on Trishan Gore myself, honestly. I'm all over Battle in this spot. Kind of surprised there's so much love for Gore out there. 3-0. Kid looks like he might be a little bit too emotional, especially going into this fight. And I think Battle's the overall better fighter. As long as his durability holds up like it normally does, I think he puts Trushan through the grinder and eventually finishes him later in this fight. Last one, I promise. Holland versus Cowboy, 272 early prediction. I might lean Holland there, man. I think Cowboy is like every time I break his fights down, it's the same shit. He's a wild card. It's tough to know what kind of guy we're going to get in there, but Holland, I think, is going to be the craftier striker. I don't know if you can rely on Cowboy to go out there and have a grapple heavy game plan. Even if it does, we know that Holland's just been drilling his ass off in the grappling room or the wrestling room and jiu-jitsu rooms. So you got to believe that we're going to see some solid progression from him there. Jason saying any early locks that you have for 271. I'm looking at I've already played Morozov, Sergey Morozov at minus 205, I think it was. I can't recall the line. I have 3 units on him there. I might add another two, but I'm really liking Jared Cannonier as well. But I'm going to see where that line goes because I've heard a lot of love for Derek Brunson over the last little while. Jeffrey's saying I went to LFA in Indiana last night. Best people watching ever. That's awesome. That is great. I'd love to go to an LFA show. All right, I'm going to take the last couple questions here. Then I'll drop you guys my totals parlay, and then I'm going to get out of here. Ursula One Becky, appreciate you stopping by, my guy. Troy saying, how do you feel about the Chitty MAB under? I feel stylistically it's going to be a barn burner. I'm curious on your take. Barrio, historically very durable, man. Chitty, decent strike. Well, solid strike. He's obviously going to have the striking advantage here. Excuse me. I think if there's a finish, maybe Barrio late, but I'm actually taking Barrio by decision in this spot. I'll pass on a guy who's been training since 2013 and has 3 fights. Thank you. Thank you, NVM. Mixture X, MAB is a decision machine and hella durable. Overall would be a better play, but no value in my opinion. Absolutely agree with you. I think Trushan connects on battle and connects hard. I'm excited for this fight. If he doesn't, it's going to be a long night for him. That's all I got to say. All right, let me drop this totals parlay for you guys, and then I'm going to hop on out of here. Got a couple things that I got to do before the fights kick off. And again, the fights kick off in 2.5 hours. Nice and early card here, 4 p.m. Eastern start time for the main card, 7 p.m. or sorry, prelim card, 7 p.m. Eastern time for the main card. All right. I'm going to be using Pinnacle to craft this parlay today. Again, totals parlay. It's just a little bit of a lottery ticket, not a lock or anything by any means. So sprinkle as you may. All right. We're going to go with the under 1.5 in Gordon Bondare. We're going to go under 1.5 in Witt and Rowe. We are going to go over 1.5 in Marquez and Almeida. We'll go over 2.5 in Stolyarenko Davis. Couple shady ones here. I do think Battle finishes Gore, so I'm going to go under 2.5 for that fight. I'm going to go over 1.5 for Maximov and Soriano. And I'm going to go over 4.5 in Hermansson Strickland. Let me just quickly look over these and see if there's any I want to keep out. Yeah, they seem decent to me. All right. Once again, I'll lay it out for you guys here. Over 4.5 in Hermansson Strickland. Over 1.5 in Maximov and Soriano. Under 2.5 in Gore and Battle. Over 2.5 in Stolyarenko and Davis. Over 1.5 in Marquez and Almeida. Under 1.5 in Witt and Rowe. And under 1.5 in Bondare and Gordon. I am going to toss $50 on that, which is 0.25 units for me. And it will return $3,000. We got a couple plus money spots on there as well. So we'll see how it fares. But there you guys go. Plus 69.04, 50 to win, 3,400. Again, lottery ticket parlay, nothing crazy. Don't fucking put hundreds of dollars on this, but that's the play that I'm going to go with. All right. I'll take these last couple comments and I'll get out of here. Mike Lowry saying over 1.5 Almeida. I like that. El Mac, I think you need to knock Battle out like 3 times to actually put him away. I agree. Roel Cortez, appreciate the dono. I don't push for the super chats enough. Is what it is, though. Again, I don't like begging for money or anything like that, but I do appreciate anybody that ever voluntarily drops the super chat as well. All right, DXJC, I like the under 2.5 and Battle Gore. Either way, it'll probably finish. Either Gore lives up to the hype and catches him early, or Battle outlasts an onslaught and finishes him late. Right there with you. Lucas saying, which Canadian fighter has the best chance to win tonight? I'd say Davis. Obviously chalk, but I think Davis, then Barrio, then Dawadu, and then Gordon. Board again saying Battle loses, Mark loses, Sean losing. Y'all gonna lose money tonight. All right. Good luck to you. Thanks for coming in and just being that dude. Sean D saying Strickland by decision boosted to from 190 to plus 250 on FanDuel. I like it. Stone Quarter saying your boy Santino has warned against Ponder inside the distance. Found that interesting. I did not see that this week, but I like it. Yo, Max saying I read Prediction Strike is adding baseball players this year, so it might be better to get money in sooner than later. Yeah. Well, they have baseball, basketball, and football already, and then obviously sorry, basketball, football, and MMA so far. And yeah, they're gonna keep adding more stuff, so that'll be great. SKD better late than never on an island with Hermansson this week. Hate to see the lock and I go opposite ways, but is what it is, man. If you have a good feeling for it, go for it. Sergio saying I thought Battle was Canadian. I love it. Jared Curry, those FanDuel boosts scare me. It feels like they always lose. Vegas always knows. Maybe. All right. Appreciate everybody hopping on. Make sure you guys smash that like on the way out. Hit that subscribe if you haven't already. And yeah, good luck on the bets tonight. And I'll be back on Monday dropping the lock cast for UFC 271. And Tuesday, Coach's main event marathon kicking off. Thursday, over on the All-Star for propping you up with Cody. Friday, still securing my guest for that show, but I think I got a good one for you guys. And then obviously 271 next week. All right. Good luck on your bets tonight, folks. And I'll see you guys next week. Peace out.